What's up, guys? It's Devin of That Child Gamer. Welcome back to Beyond You! We're finally in a new update. My head is like cutting out from the face cam, and I apologize for that. I did my very best to try and fix it as best possible. But we are finally back in Beyond You. I installed the latest update that just came out like a few hours ago. And boy, am I not disappointed, because there's new artwork on the front page. They all look different. They all look a lot cleaner now, and it's like, it's freaking amazing. I love it. So basically, obviously, if you guys have known for a while, if you guys have been around for a while, you will know that I played this game a while ago, like back in like the early stages. And this game, I don't think it's still not fully released, but there is a huge update, including all the different textures and stuff. Apparently, according to Hex, they've had different like sprites, and on top of that, they have different like music and artwork and stuff like that. So we're about to jump into this again. I do have all my old saves and stuff still, but I think I am going to start fresh because I want to see everything that's new, everything that's changed, and all that fun stuff. So, without further ado, let's jump into it. And right away, as you went in, not only is the artwork changed, but the music is different as well. And the music's freaking awesome. I love it. Alright, so start. Hello, I'm here to let you know that while many things have changed, we aren't quite ready yet. See, like I said, it's not finished quite yet. But please enjoy all the same. Your input will help us learn and improve. And here's my name. I'm going to type in my name. It's going to be Devin, as usual. Ooh, I'm loving the piano. It's like a nice little calm feel to it. I can't believe I have to fill the student information form out every year. Not to mention, I'd rather replay it anyway because I honestly don't remember too much about the full story. So it's kind of reacting to it. So it's like, it's a perfect, perfect time to start over. Name, easy. Address, sure. This is new. What are your pronouns? Masculine, feminine, or neutral? I'm gonna say masculine. I'm a guy. I was meant to do this form before school started, and school started in less than an hour, which still counted. I had a whole school year to think about my future and which college I'd attend. My future, huh? It's hard to imagine what the future holds for me. I'm on top of the class for most of my subjects, and could pursue almost any degree I set my eyes on. I'd even have several colleges send me letters asking if I considered applying to them. It must have seemed like an egotist, as if everything revolves around me and my achievements. It's not like that. I found classes easier than others. I guess it's a little mixture of luck and intelligence. Not to mention that it's easy to be a high achiever when you don't have many friends. Not many close ones anyway. My only real friend was Haruka. Speaking of which, I heard her shouting from outside my room. See, it's gonna be weird saying the names again, because I haven't said the names in so long. Open up, Devin! I'm not your wake-up call! Do you think I'm some kind of maid? Hey, look, she's so much different now. It's amazing. I love it. No? Well, I knew what you were thinking. I really wasn't, but okay. Your mom told me to come see if you were awake. You could have knocked. And you could have been waiting downstairs for me like a good friend. Oh, look at her face. She's not happy. Instead, I had to come and find you, Mr. Lazy Pants. Aren't you excited to get to school? Why would I be excited about school? To show off that big old brain of yours. If I was on top of the class, I'd rub it in everyone's faces. Bow down, peasants, you know? People already dislike us enough, Haruka. Maybe play nice with others for once. Psh, I'm always nice. So making people bow is kinky? I guess you have a point. New year, new me. That's what you said last year, when you tried to dye your hair blonde and ended up with a patch missing. Oh god. I said new me! And new classmates. You distracted me. Now we're gonna be late. Oh, her eyes. Oh, no. Yo. You guys are seeing this too. I know that for a fact. Oh. Like, I know this might, this is not intentional. I don't think it is, because I think there was supposed to be like another sprite with this. But that is kind of creepy. There's like eyes in the sky. It's kind of creepy. And me saying we're going to be late while standing here is making us later, and explaining that to us made it... Okay, let's go! I moved towards the door, gathering Haruka as I walked. Oh, that was kind of creepy. I can't tell if that was intentional or not. I love the piano and stuff. I love how there's, like, really nice and calm music now. Like, not to say that the other music wasn't, like, good, but, like, the music for here, it works. It's so perfect. I regretted this... Whoa! I regretted the summer and spent inside for a brief second before the sun flashed straight into my eyes. The sun glinted off of Haruka's buttons. She let me open the door and burst out of it into the sun. While she spent summer holidays practicing for track, I'd been dedicated to completing Tokidoki Koi. Am I missing a reference there? I don't know what that is. Video game achievements are comparable to athletic achievements, I reassure myself. Even if I watch her spin on the spot yards ahead of me. I'm sorry, I can't read for some reason. I don't even think it's morning. Yeah, it just became afternoon. Devin's so slow, he needs to go. Go? Go faster, but that doesn't rhyme. Amazing poetry. She laughed and rolled her eyes as she spun forward. Instead of going ahead, she matched my pace. I was hurrying, sure, but how do you compete with a star runner? She wiggled her hips from side to side as she skipped backwards. Hurry up, Devin! No! Haruka is already ahead of me as if eager to show off. Even at my best, Haruka was always faster than me. We used to race to school together when we were kids. Not so much now, except we're running late, so there's no other choice. I can't believe I beat you! I was hunched over beside Haruka trying to catch my breath. Sarcasm isn't cute. Not everyone spends all their time running. I guess her breath and stand up straight, even if I'm taller, same height. I think every single time I've said same height as her, so I think that's probably what we're gonna go with. At least we're the same height, so it's easy to glare at her. Too much studying and not enough athletics, nerd? Being smart is fun, but people want more than brains. Like stamina. You need a balance. I'd rather be hot, or it's too early for this. Didn't I say it's too early for this? You need a balance. It's impossible to keep both. Hot and smart? That's selfish. I don't know. I mean, there's Monica. Have you ever met Monica? You can be attractive and smart. You have to balance work with exercise. Thank you, Mr. Life Advice. We should probably get to class. We might just make it. Mr. Tanaka, I remember Mr. Tanaka. He was mean, wasn't he? Was set to be our homeroom teacher. He was apathetic to be lateness. Ugh, I can't read. As a teacher, he tended to be hungover at the start of the year. He had a reputation that spread throughout the school because of it. We had missed homeroom, which meant we needed to track down our class on foot. We went in search of familiar faces until we passed by the science room. It was the saddest of all the classrooms, given it was limited even before transfer students had been organized. As we walked into our first class, everyone was already seated. It was an awful moment where everyone pivoted to look at us. The seating wasn't consistent, with too many tables crammed into the classroom. Oh my god, into the classroom. I eyed the packed room, unsure of where to sit. I could feel everyone staring at us, and then the silence filled the room. I swallowed hard, my gaze shifting to the front of the room. Mr. Saito was the mean one, I remember that. Stood to the head of the classroom in his pressed suit and thick glasses. So good of you to show up. You're only 15 minutes late. Huh? How can it be that much? Even after running, we've been so late. Given your disregard for punctuality, you've missed group assignment. Group assignment. Mr. Saito had made a huge deal about quitting last year, and everyone had rejoiced. Haruka had written an impolite note on his car as a parting gift. You've been attending the school for years, and you can't even find your way to class. He wasn't glaring at us. Instead, he was glaring straight at Haruka. It's a miracle you found your way at all, Haruka, given you couldn't spell map, let alone use one. Oh god, her eyes! Her eyes are back. You guys can't see it because my face cam's in the way. But right there, you guys, look, her eyes are like... It's disgusting! Again, I don't know if it's intentional or not, but it's whatever it is right now. As of right now, it's kind of creepy though. Haruka flinched beside me while I stood still. We didn't mean to be late. And we didn't mean to have nuclear weapons revolutionize man's relationship with war, and yet here we are. I felt my mouth drop open in protest, but I didn't have a response. What do you even say to that? I don't think being late to class is like inventing weapons, I'm sorry. For once, you're correct. You don't think. As I was saying, groups have been assigned. Mr. Saito heaved a loud sigh. As he settled into his speech, he interrupted to scold us. Due to limited resources, I'm assuming it's supposed to say this year. You forgot the year part. We're required to work in groups of 4. Supplies will be limited given the additional students. Mr. Saito looked over the class, his brow furrowed as he considered the masses. And more importantly, my patience will be limited. He continued to speak, but my attention drifted. This was my fault. I've been running behind because of the induction form. He'd yelled at Haruka as if it was her fault when it was all my fault. But he'd not even looked at me, perhaps because I was a good student? Well, Haruka meant well, she didn't excel in academics. It was no reason to make such an example of her. Given this is your final year, there will be a balance of practical and theoretical work. You'll be expected to manage your progress. Your theory work will be done as homework, while the practical work will be handled in class to make better use of the facilities. I shouldn't have to explain to you the reason for this. I don't want you conducting experiments outside of class. I shot a hopeful look to Haruka, who was drawing on her notebook. I expected a dirty joke out of her, but she seemed dead to the world. I kept my mouth shut and focused on unpacking my bag. Find your groups. We'll be having a revision on safety protocols. I looked up from my bag as people began to move from desk to desk. He moved away from the front of the classroom and towards Haruka and I. As have an uneven number of students in the class, you're left with... He gestured with his arm to a group of girls I'd never seen before. Hey! Yes! All the new artwork, I love it. And they don't have creepy eyes. But we never had to be in groups of 4 or more before. It was normally Haruka and I working together. Or I'd work and Haruka would goof off. But it worked for me. I was able to go at my own pace. This was awful. It was usually us. I knew there would be extra students this year. I guess I hadn't thought about our class sizes. Well, why don't we sit down first? That had been the girl with the pink hair. The corners of her lips kicked up into a smile. I looked at Haruka, who hadn't spoken. She usually giggled and passed notes during class, even when the teacher spoke. Now, she looked miserable. Well, Mr. Saito suggested we join our groups. I believe that means you two? Haruka remained seated, her legs crossed under her desk and her chin in her hands. I suppose so. I'm Devin. The pink-haired girl perked, embarrassed she'd not introduced herself sooner. I'm Aiko. It's a pleasure to meet you. We're all from Minami School, as you're aware. My friends are... Kana, that's me. Hi. She has a lot brighter hair now. I just noticed that. She has way brighter hair than she did in the original artwork. Like it's like more of like a blonde now instead of like the brown they gave her. While Aiko was around the same height as most of the girls in the class, she towered over this girl. Her frame was slight. Her confidence was inevitable. She was the shortest in the class, easily, yet commanded attention. And that's Yumi. She's part of our group too. Yumi sent a peace sign towards me, a slouched posture and lazy smirk on her lips. She remained quiet and seemed distracted by something outside the window. Who is this? Who is your friend? Didn't he tell you who you'd be with? He did, but I wanted to ask what you'd like to be called, rather than assume your name matched the class role. Why wouldn't it match? Aiko visibly fidgeted, her lips pursued together. I was being polite. Then why not just ask me what my name is? Why ask Devin? You seem as if you want to be left alone. So talking about me like I'm not here is... I'm Haruka. Oh. Was she sad? That one's super awesome. Jeez. I'm sorry about her. She's just anxious. She's not usually so... Words failed me as Haruka had snapped. I should have asked her directly. I was rude. Nah, you weren't rude. You could have been like... What? Oh. Oh! Wait a minute! Oh, no! And who is Kyle? What the F is up, Kyle? No. What did you say? What the... Oh, no. That's... Ah! Oh, boy! This is going somewhere very quickly. Kana! We're at school! I can't think of any good school ones. You know what I meant. She looked at Mr. Saito, who had moved to the practical side of the classroom. I still don't know who is Kyle? He seemed enamored, I don't know how to pronounce that, with a brightly colored stack of paper. Oh, swearing? Yes, that. Why oh no, here we go. Why the frick does it matter? Such a me move. I watched as Aiko's eye twitched at the corner. While Yumi remained silent, she seemed visibly amused. I remember, she's mute, isn't she? She can't actually talk. When I looked forward again, people were on their feet. They were heading for the attached practical classroom. Mr. Saito was standing in front of the class, same as before. Everyone formed around him. I could kind of see what was going on if I leaned on Haruka for stability. We're from Minami School, the school that burnt down. Well, not burnt down, but to say it was burnt down implies it was it was leveled, or past the point of repairs. That is true. It was beyond repairs, but not because of structural damages. Actually, it's weird. It was built in a time before building codes. It was I can't read any of that. That's amazing. I love this. I almost said mod, but I keep forgetting that this is not a mod. This is an actual game, and I'm not trying to be rude or anything, but like literally, like I've played so many Doki mods that like everything that has to do with Renpai, I keep thinking is a mod. No, but it's a really, really good game. I'm loving it so far, especially this new version with the new artwork and stuff. I love the music. I love everything about this version. It's amazing. Hey, Aiko? Oh. Sorry. In short, yes, our school burnt down. So why couldn't you just say that at the start? There seemed to be more of to the story than I'd been told. Then again, I wasn't going to ask about the specifics of architectural issues. If I remember correctly, wasn't Kana, didn't Kana get, accused of being involved with that? I don't want to, say anything that's going to spoil anything, but, I've already recorded, the older versions where I've gotten past this part. But it's I wonder if anything story-wise has changed. They sent a letter out about the transfer. Understandable, it's a sudden increase in numbers, even though many students choose to go elsewhere. With no slights towards your school, of course. Merely there were other schools closer, or they had a family history with. Of our year, there's 12 of us left that came here. We've all been added to this class for science. Were you three friends before? Loosely. I helped Yumi with her homework, and while Kana and I were friends through our families. Oh, so that's why you're friends with me. Kana, no, I like spending time with you, and you have merits. Wowie, thanks. Wowie? What is this, papyrus? I panicked. Merits? So, Devin, the group. The groups were formed by Mr. Saito. Given our senior class was mixed into your class, it could be an opportunity to learn from one another. Yeah, we know lots of stuff. I know stuff about brains. Very helpful, Kana, and we do all have our preferred field, no doubt. I was surprised they called it science. Usually they have specific classes for each topic. I chose biology while Kana went with psychology. Yeah, I don't know about the genetics and, cells. It is weird, but as long as we all do our work. Haruka had been beside the group, but silent until Kana's last comment. What are you implying? You think we're going to slack off? Devin works harder than anyone else at the school. I noticed how she left herself out of the defense. I couldn't help but shake my head. I didn't say that. Group projects are renowned for their failure rate. Everyone has to be on the same page and want the same things. Not to mention communication. Yeah, if you don't do the work, we have to. And if we don't do the work... Kana shrugged, her arms crossed. Or rather, groups can be unreliable, as everyone has to pull their weight. Kana and I were on top of our respective classes at Minami. I'm gonna bet the class wasn't on fire safety. Haruka! It was a joke! Whatever, this is dumb. Devin, we shouldn't have to be in such a big group. Why can't we at least be with our friends? We could be friends. I said that last time too, I think. We could be friends. I don't need new friends. If I want to be her friend anyway, Kana... I felt like Aiko and I were moderating a spat between kids. So true. We exchanged brief eye contact before I turned back to look at Haruka. If you give them a chance, they can be our friends. Haruka looked away to glance at Yumi. I guess. If you turn up on time, you'd be in a group of your choice. I'm not trying to be rude, but we haven't even met before this year. Next time our school burns down, we'll make sure it's okay with you first. Aiko seemed frozen into the spot while Haruka watched after Kana. I didn't mean it like that. Ugh. You should go apologize. Kana had moved to the front of the group given she was the shortest in the class. Haruka tried to be nice to the new students. To the detriment, I don't know how to pronounce that, of the old students. She elbowed her way through the crowd and hip-checked a girl out of her way. Perhaps if she had been on time... Yeah, we were running behind. Actually, I was running behind. Haruka was on time. Please try to be on time in the future. I will, I promise. Good, then I have no issues. I hope you don't either? No issues here, just wondering what the work's gonna look like. I'm curious too. I'm sure we'll find a way to split it up evenly. I hope so. It'll be interesting to see how it all goes. There's a whole year ahead of us to become friends. Sorry for Haruka. It's fine, change is hard. Speaking of change, whoa. I turned to look at the girl who'd remained quiet. Yumi hadn't spoken once since we had been introduced. Well, was there a reason? Yumi moved her hands in a particular way. She was signing something to Aiko. Yumi's speech impaired, so you're aware. But don't get fooled. She may seem like the strong, silent type, but she can be quite loud in her own way. As if on cue, Yumi let out a huff and shifted her posture. I hadn't expected her to be able to laugh. I was stumped for how to proceed, unsure of what to ask, or how to progress the conversation. Yumi pulled out a ragged notepad which had been thoroughly scrawled on. After a moment, she flipped it to show me. I can hear you. Talk normally to me, okay? I felt was I not talking normally to her before? I don't know. I felt the blush rise along the back of my neck and to my cheeks as they both laughed again. Yumi flipped the page and penned another note. You seem confused. I'm a girl, but I preferred the boy's uniform. If you can wear it, why can't I? Right. I went from feeling in control of the situation to totally confused. I just accidentally clicked out. Not by did I just miss something? Yeah, no, I'm fine. Not by her inability to speak, but because I was awkward. Which made me feel even more awkward. I began skimming the class outline Mr. Sato provided. Class time is dedicated to use of practical assets, chemicals, and the like. Not that we have to use all of them at once. Unfortunately, they've lumped the science together. Chemistry, biology, psychology, physics, and some higher maths, computer science. What a mess. And we're expected to select our own modules? I hadn't had a chance to ask Mr. Saito. They'd put all the students into mixed science classes. It seemed excessive. I asked to do... So, I remember what I chose last time. I chose chemistry last time. It's funny that they said all the different stuff like chemistry, biology, psychology. They also said physics and like computer science and stuff like that. But it's funny how physics and computer science aren't actually on here. So the next best thing would honestly, for me, it would end up being chemistry. I am sure one of us will join you in that endeavor. We need to optimize our setup. Given these tables are designed for 2 at a time. I'm sorry, for some reason, I can't read properly. I don't know why. It's an average Tuesday. Usually I am recording this on Tuesday, but this video itself is actually going out tomorrow, and then I have another one already recorded. I recorded one like just a while ago. Then I got this update, and I'm like, I have to record this and post it tomorrow. It's like, it's the perfect time. Usually I was the one calling the shots. Aiko was already bringing out colorful highlighters to break down the semester outline. Well, we can alliterate in pairs somewhat. 2 at a time working, then the other 3 can work on theoretical work. It'd be even easier if we all have preferred subjects, so those who can't do the same studies can work together. I know Mr. Saito. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm used to being team leader on the projects by default. I had a reputation for being a class leader. That reputation doesn't exist here. Gosh, all those years of working hard and it's just poof, gone. Rather than a written note, Yumi signed towards Aiko. Whatever she had said, Aiko seemed to understand it. She replied with a sign for "I'm okay." I don't know sign language, but it was that easy to understand. I'm not opposed to you leading the outline. Maybe we should wait to see what Haruka and Kana say. I doubt Kana will have an issue with me spearheading the organization of our group. Well, as I said before, my focus is biology. Yumi stifled a snort, her attention fixed to the front of the class. I don't know what she wants to study. Yumi failed to clarify, though her smirk remained. Mr. Saito was showing the class how to use a fire extinguisher. He was gesturing with the fire extinguisher and how to activate it. A few students were being politely attentive, but most had heard the spiel before. Instead, they were chatting about their vacation and the new students. Legally, they had to demonstrate for their safety, and if they ignored him and got hurt, he was covered. I watched as the class broke into their groups to discuss the lesson, which meant Kana and Haruka approached in a heated debate. Why split the supplies across year levels? Well, the lower years stayed at their part of the campus, and we had the best facilities. Seems rude. It's good for you, though. Yeah, but what about the lower classmen? They have to use icky old stuff. So, they're young, I'm old, withered, leave me to die. You're 18. Don't rub it in. I'm basically a grandma. I love that. I love the little remarks they put in. It's freaking amazing. Then all the grandmothers, Then we're all grandmothers, Why not allow the younger years to have better equipment? Let them perish. Haruka. It's not that bad. Perish! Stop it. Are we getting along now? Are we? I get along with no one. Aiko rolled her eyes. I'm a lone wolf. Me too. We can't both be lone wolves. You're a marshmallow and a ball of lint. I'm not lint. What did the first one say? Dibs on marshmallow. If anyone has a lone wolf, it's Yumi. Are you calling me a furry? A what? A furry? Echo, you don't even know what a furry is. Should I? It's like a dog, but a person, you know? I have no idea what you're talking about. Anyway, Aiko cleared her throat, desperate to move on. At least no one was fighting for now. The bell rang, signaling that recess had begun. Mr. Saito dismissed them, and the other group split up and what did it say? Exited. I almost said excited. Isn't that actually, now that I think about it, no, because it's EX or EXC. I can't spell, I'm sorry. We hadn't discussed much with regards to the class yet, given the friction. Maybe we should use this time to work out our plan for the year. That'd be nice. Sure, I got nowhere to be yet. Yumi shrugged while Haruka hugged beside me. I wonder how they'll deliver the lectures. With talking? You know what I meant. Maybe they'll have extra classes, or they'll give us videos to watch. I hope that isn't the case. I don't like the idea of having to find videos online for lessons. The teachers should be teaching. I agree. I used to have some teachers that used to like give you like papers and stuff, and they'll just say, oh, open your textbook, read this stuff, and answer questions and stuff. And they literally pretty much use textbooks as the teacher, and they just kind of sat there, and they're like, oh, well, you know what, if you need any questions, you can ask me, but please don't ask me questions. It's like, but you can skip the boring parts, like all of it. or like on double speed, you know, where they talk super fast, and you can still understand them, but it makes all the pauses way less annoying. Being able to skip the pointless anecdotes, I don't know how to say that, is useful. Or the whole lesson. Not that I'd skip the whole lesson. Not unless it was super boring, like, about science? That was a joke! It wasn't. Do you have a double speed button, Haruka? You're so hilarious. I'll speak slower so you can understand me. Do you not understand what doubling the speed does? I know what it does. That was also a joke. Was it a joke if no one laughed? I'm laughing. Kana mirrored Haruka's laugh and almost sounded genuine. I am not sure of what Mr. Saito is going to make us do for team building. Perhaps it's a social experiment. Yeah, maybe. Hey, yeah, maybe. Throw a bunch of students together in a cramped workspace and see who kills who first. Please no battle royale. I'd win. Why would... Oh, she has no face now. And she still has the weird eyes. Ah! I felt like I was at the family dinner while Aiko was trying to make everyone get along. Yumi and I were silent in the exchange for different reasons. This year was going to be friendly and fun and educational. She punctuated that with a flourish of her hand, her smile still in place. I'd win. I'll turn this classroom into a battle royale if you don't drop it. I love this. I really do love this. Silence sat for a long moment where I considered the girls in front of me. Yumi was distant, writing out something in a notebook at a desk nearby. Aiko, Haruka, Kana, or Yumi. I'm going to move my face cam up just a tiny bit, because for some reason, it was way too low. And like my head was cut out a little bit. Yumi, Kana, I'm going to talk to Haruka. So, you worked things out with Kana. Define worked out. You apologized. Haruka. She walked away to stare at a wall as if I'd accept that. Or she hoped that I'd drop it. How's the wall? Very engaging, and it doesn't yell at me. No one's gonna yell at you. I screw it up, like how I always screw up. And now you're gonna be friends with them and hate me, and I get it. She turned to lean her back against the wall. It's gonna be okay. I know it will be. Then why are you acting so weird? I don't know. How will we get to spend time together this year? Now it seems like that won't happen. There's 3 extra people around. So? So why would you want to be around me? Oh, I just can't talk to her anymore. That's kind of sad. Okay, let's talk to Aiko. Sorry about Haruka. I get it. It's hard for people to adjust. It's not as if we were thrilled to find out she'd have to change schools in our final year. I'm grateful that few people were injured. People got hurt in the fire? I'd rather not get into that. Oh, right, of course, sorry. No need to apologize. I'm happy to be here. You're usually... What? AN? Is that a coding problem? I think that might be a coding problem right there. I know what that means. Like, that's supposed to be an Aiko sprite that it's supposed to show. Because, like, even when, like, you're doing, like, a Renpai thing, you have, like, little letter variables for each name. And when each name talks, you use that letter variable, and that's who's talking. I think Hex accidentally thought that this would work the same way, but for choices and stuff like that with Renpai, you need to actually put the real name. Otherwise you get this, and it gets like it shows the variable, and you don't want the variable, you want the name. So we're gonna say Aiko. You're usually a leader. I'm sorry to jump into the leadership position. At our old school, people left it to me to be in charge. I was gonna be school captain until there was no school to be captain of. But a fresh start may be just a thing. Even if I missed out on my title and all my awards got burned up, that must suck. The pain resurfaced on her face, which she'd been fighting with all day. I need a minute. Okay, so I'm assuming. Okay, we'll leave her for a minute and then we'll talk to Kana. I don't know why your friend hates me so much. She doesn't hate you. Oh well, if she likes me, she has a weird way of saying it. I promise, she's usually way nicer with new people. It's kind of rude to blame us for her being late, though. If she turned up on time, she could have picked her own groups. Besides, we're cool as heck. She should be thankful to be with us. It's good to be confident. Confidence is good. Speaking of which, you seem pretty confident about brains. Wait, did I say brains? Pff, I meant psychology, you know, brain stuff. Oh, I forget words sometimes, but I know brains really good, I promise. Okay, you know brains really good. Yeah, I like how right now you're judging me. I'm not judging you. I think people have interesting patterns, behaviors. I meant I enjoy psychology, but why do you have to make it sound weird? And now I sound weird because I couldn't read that. Forget I said anything. You think I'm weird now. And I'm assuming that's done. Okay, so in that case, we're gonna talk to Aiko again. Do you enjoy school? I do enjoy classes. Biology was, well, my favorite. But I enjoy any class that's group-based. And I pride myself on identifying people's strengths better to assign them tasks I think they enjoy. I love taking care of people, even if sometimes think I'm a little too hands-on. I don't want to see anyone in trouble. I'm talking a lot about me, aren't I? Are you usually a group leader? When it's just Haruka and I, yeah. Oh, I'm sorry if things got off to a rocky start with her out of the out group. I'm sorry, I'm assuming it's our group? Maybe with time she'll find it more agreeable. Yeah, maybe. I doubt it. Talk to Yumi. So do you like science period? Yumi shook her head. Any particular reason why you don't enjoy it? Yumi shook her head again. Are you shaking your head at everything I say? Yumi smirked and shook her head. Read any good books? Yumi shrugged. At least that was something new, right? Watched any shows? Yuri made a weird face and hardly answered my question. Eaten anything? Yuri nodded enthusiastically. I had some really good teriyaki chicken for breakfast. Breakfast? Breakfast? Teriyaki chicken for breakfast? I mean, yeah, count me in, but why breakfast? Like, that's more of like a lunch or a dinner thing. It's like, what? Killed anyone? And he's just not answering, or she's just not answering. I'm sorry. It's hard. I keep forgetting it's hard because you're wearing the boy uniform, and it's like I don't know what to make of it. I know she's a girl. I keep like getting confused though. So it's nothing that's supposed to offend anybody. I just made a mistake. You're doing this on purpose, aren't you? You don't want to waste paper on me, huh? Yumi broke into laughter, which was more fragmented than I expected. Almost like her laugh was echoing within itself. She caught herself, her lips clamped tight. She stuck her tongue out at me and winked, her attention fixed back to the window of the classroom. We should probably go, huh? I'm confident we can find a way to make this work. I'm sure we can, or we can. I ignored the pointed implication as I knew my own strengths, and I carry Haruka with me as always. We should eat in what time we have left. Yumi nodded. I almost said Yuri. Whoa. Yuri's not in this. Yumi nodded and the group from Minami split. Have I been saying Yuri instead of Yumi? I don't know. I'm hoping I've been saying Yumi this entire time. Because if I said Yuri, then there's problems. I've got way too much Doki Doki on the mind. This left me in an empty classroom with Haruka. I hope that no hall monitors peeked in to see us. Unfortunately, she didn't seem any happier. You okay? Sorry. You don't have to apologize to me, Haruka. I tried to talk to her, but she was locked down. I couldn't blame her. She had been bullied through most of school. It was a miracle she'd even trusted me, and that was because we were neighbors growing up. We'd always had each other. Why wouldn't I want you around? Pain sprung onto Haruka's face, as if I'd stab her. Her arms crossed over her chest, and she whittled inwards. I'm annoying, and I make bad jokes, and they're all prettier than me. Why wouldn't you prefer them to me? Don't sell yourself short, especially when you're not the one who attacked them first. They were open to working with us and being friendly. You lashed out. I get that you're afraid of losing me, but that doesn't make what you did okay. You should apologize. Okay, yeah, you should apologize to the other girls. You should apologize. I know, I'll talk to them next time you have class. I'll say sorry or something. Haruka sighed, her nose wrinkled as she refused to meet my eye. Before I could speak any further, the bell rang, which meant a new class and another classroom to find. I knew this was going to happen, them coming here. I thought we'd be lucky enough to avoid them, you know? Avoid them. I laughed, head cocked to the side. You made it sound like they're chasing us down. It feels like it. Whatever. I'll adapt if it's what we're made to do. I wonder if I'd seen the girls in other classes. It was likely. I kept my eyes open for them, but I didn't see them. Science had been a rough start to the school year. While I didn't see the new girls at all, I did have Haruka around. She was distant, even as I tried to speak with her. I doubted that every class would be so divisive. I don't know how to say that, but only time would tell. As long as I can get them to agree on one thing, it'd be smooth sailing. But what would that be? What would that one thing be? Haruka had left me at the front door to head to her house. It wasn't common for us to hang out at each other's houses anymore. We used to years ago, but her dad didn't much like me. I'd always been polite to him and to Haruka, but he was convinced we were dating. It wasn't like that. I get why people would think that, but we're just friends. Right? I dropped my bag beside my desk and sat at the edge of my bed. My house was quiet, and neither of my parents were home. Is that like the first hint towards the possible Haruka dating route? I would love for that. I had no siblings to speak of either. And yeah, I did kind of declare my favorite. Like, for some reason, I don't know what it is with me and, like, the beginning starting characters that you're best friends with. But, like, with me, like, I always found Sayori to be the best, like, in Doki Doki, even the first time through playing it. And then for Beyond You, it's, like, you're best friends with Haruka, and it's, like, I mean, like, now she's my favorite. And I think there's a pattern going on here. It's, like, I seem to have favorites with the people who, like, start out in the beginning of the game. It's, like, when you meet new people, it seems like that they're the least more likely to go out with. Not that that's not ever happened, and I'm sure it's happened a lot of times. But like, when you've grown up with like someone as like your friend for the longest time and for many years, you start to kind of connect to each other more, and you guys are pretty much more made for each other. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't want to get too far into detail with that kind of stuff, but it's like, that's kind of the reason why I pick favorites so soon. It's like, Haruka, you know, being best friends with us, it's like, hey, I mean, what can go wrong? I think she's got really what it takes to do, you know, to be with us. I had no siblings to speak of either. I'm sorry, I didn't read that because I accidentally skipped. I was used to being to the quiets. Oh, the music change. Huh. An invitation to a group chat. Choose an avatar. Alright, we can choose the, Beyond Nexus, or Beyond Nexus 2.0. Oh god. Do we want the freaking Mr. Midnight from Franbo? Do we want this? I don't know what she looks like from another place. I don't know what this looks like, and that's basically like a rip-off Scrub Pie. or Bijou Mike. I'm gonna go with the cat because I'm a very huge cat person. You've been added by Magic Aiko to a new room. Hello? Great, a group chat already? Great! Great, and yes, I thought it'd be the best to keep in touch. Okay, so we're gonna agree on a project direction or what? That would be better established when we were in person. I wanted to foster a sense of interpersonal connections. That's Aiko speak for let's be friends. We are slated to be working closely together this coming year, and as such, I'm inclined to get to know you all individually. Sounds such like Monica. That's such a Monica talk. Like, everything's gotta be so sophisticated and stuff like that. Either Monica or Yuri. It's like one or the other. So, friendship building? Okay, well, Haruka, we're friends now. Aiko said so. I don't do stuff BC someone E tells me to. You, without question, do what I tell you to do. Most of the time, anyway. Yeah, but we're friends? Hi, I'm also in the chat. I'm terrified of Haruka. Oh, so scary. Please protect me, Aiko. Ooh. I agree with Umi. So scary. Oh me effing G, can you not be so weird if we're gonna work together, thanks? Maybe we can all use proper spelling and grammar so I can understand what's being said? This is how I talk now, ooh. Same ooh is to make Huwuka uncomfy. Me too, ooh, or I'm so confused. Oh god. Me too, ooh. Kill me. My brethren, how would you say that? My comrades, ooh. Okay, I'll tlack proper. I'll talk. Thank you, Haruka, for trying. Trying? All I wanted to do was ask what subjects we're interested in focusing on. Given how informal the school is treating this, it's on us to make the most of it. Is archery a subject? Yumi, that's not the sort of subject we're discussing. For example, I want to focus my time on biology. I assume Kana wants to focus on social sciences, like psychology. I like chemistry, which leaves Devin and Yumi to decide on their focus. I don't know, I'll do whatever. I guess I'll think on it. Consider it this way. We have to split up into pairs, so if you're set on being with Haruka, focus on chemistry. However, I recommend against doing a subject purely because your friend is. Make sure it's something you enjoy. I did just tell her earlier that I'm a big chemistry person. Or do the same subject as your friend and look pathetic until they help you. That's why I did science this year. Hi, Devin! Wait, Yumi, please. Tell me you didn't decide to pursue science because of me. Wow, can you spell arrogant? Arrogant? Yumi obviously wanted to study science to be with me because I'm the coolest one here. Shake my head. Wait, why is Yumi's name a chair? A chair Yumi. Oh, it's supposed to be archery, isn't it? Archery, yeah, it's supposed to be like an archery thing. Ooh. I do archery, a chair. It sounds almost the same. See the comedy? I get it, Yumi. I thought it was funny. I don't know why. I've been clapping a lot on video lately. I don't know why. It's like a tick or something for me now. I think it's clever. Like when Kana had Kana when she cosplays that cat girl. It matched up cleverly. Yeah, I know. Oh. I think that's a swear, but with apostrophes instead of the actual vowels. It's effing adorable. Now, unless we have further discussion on the topic of work dispersion, I have research to do. I really doubt the way they split up the classes is legal. Hey, people, I'm sorry about today. Not that I did anything wrong. Wow, that is so sweet. Thank you for such a genuine and kind apology for your rancid behavior. So touching. Why am I crying in the club? Whatever, good night. I stretched until a few joints popped, which sent chills down my spine. I'm absolutely beat. Probably the best to sleep. It's not like I had too much to do after only a day at school. It was work I could easily handle between classes. I pulled up a podcast, one I'd been listening to yesterday. Hello? Do you believe you are smart? Is this a legitimate question? Does this affect anything? Do I think I'm, like, are you asking me, like me in the behind the screen if I'm smart? Or you're asking the person with high academics that have proved himself to be smart? I mean, even in real life, I'm sort of smart? We'll say yes. Oh, God. And that's where we're gonna leave it. That was freaking, like, that was terrible. That actually made me jump a little bit, the banging and stuff. Alright, well, I am gonna leave it here, though. I'm assuming that's Haruka anyway. I'm really, really enjoying this. And I really, really can't wait to record more of this. It's gonna be the best time ever. Because I've waited so long for this update. I'm really, really glad it finally came out. And it's just, it's amazing. I really do enjoy this game. It's literally like, it takes inspiration from Doki Doki. So it's like, because there's a lot of similar aspects to it, it's really fun to play. I enjoy it. It's definitely along the sides of what I do on the channel, what I record. And it's got to be like my second favorite game next to Doki Doki itself, because I've played Doki Doki for so long that it's just become a natural favorite. But Beyond You is like really, really up there in the second, and I can definitely see why they took Doki Doki as an inspiration for this game, because Doki Doki is like a really, really great game, and so is this game because of that. But not even like just even in this in general, like Beyond You has a texting thing now for like group chats. They allow you to choose profile pictures. There's a lot of like new different codes and stuff in this game compared to Doki Doki. I mean, yeah, you had the poem game in Doki Doki, but like it's like this game here, Beyond You, isn't copying that at all. Like it's made its own separate code for its own new thing, which is the texting and all that fun stuff. And I really enjoying that. And like the room, like kind of swift. The back, I think in one of the older versions, the rooms did slide and stuff, and Doki Doki never had that. And I enjoy this game for its uniqueness and just all the new stuff that it brings to us using Ren'Py. So, without further ado, we are going to leave it here. So guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, smash that like button, subscribe if you're new. I'd love it as a channel. Guys, we got a Discord. Come check me out outside of YouTube. It's going to be a fun time for all. Hope you guys enjoy this video as much as I did making it. Hope to see you guys in my next one. Goodbye.
Listen.